Hello and welcome to our February book haul. I want to start this video by apologising if you can hear any sawing or drilling going on in the background, because literally as I started setting up for this video, my neighbours have started having some work done on their shed, so there's a chance you might just hear saw blades going on in the background, but that's okay, it's nice and atmospheric. I've hauled quite a few books this month, so I will waste no more time before getting on with it. So I'll do what I did last month, and I'll start off with my Kindle books. The first of which was The Festival by Sarah J. Norton. I had never heard of this book before. I've heard of Sarah J. Norton because she wrote a book called Tattletale, I think. I bought it for my mum because it sounded like the kind of book that she would enjoy. And The Festival just grabbed me because I'm someone who loves going to festivals and who really missed festival season last year and who will probably miss festival season this year as well because it doesn't look as though it's going to be happening. But this is a book about some friends who reconnect after some time apart and they go to a festival together, and it sounds like it might end up being a murder, or there's some thrilling stuff going on, like secrets that they've been hiding from each other, so it definitely sounds like it's going to be a gripping one. The next book that I bought on my Kindle this month was Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. This is the second book in the Red Queen series. I do own a physical copy of this somewhere, but it's gotten lost in our house somewhere and I haven't been able to find it. I read Red Queen over the summer and I wanted to carry on with the series quite quickly, but then I couldn't find my copy of Glass Sword and they don't have it in the library or on any of my library apps. So as soon as I saw this on the Kindle Daily Deal, I thought I'd grab it because it'll be nice and quick and easy to read on my Kindle, and then I know exactly where King's Cage is, so I can carry on with the third book quite quickly. The next book that I bought on my Kindle this month was Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. This is the sequel to Serpent and Dove, which I got on my Kindle last year. Haven't read either of them, but 99p each for two books in a series that is like super duper hyped and has been really, really raved about. I'm gonna pick it up. And the last book I got on my Kindle this month was The Mystery of the Missing Diamonds by T.E. Kinsey. Funnily enough, I found out about this book when I was preparing for Book Birthday Party, which will be going up next week. And I'd never heard of it before, but I loved the title and I loved the cover. And then the next day on my phone, it comes up with an advertisement for something called Amazon First Reads, and you can pay 99p to get an early access book that has been chosen by the editors. And this was one of them. So I went from, I'm really interested in this because it has an amazing title, to, oops, I now own it within 24 hours. So I'm hoping to get to this one sooner rather than later because it is going to be released in March, and I'll let you know what I think when I get to it. Now, we've got quite a few books to haul physically this month as well, from a variety of different places. So I will start you off with our Curiosity books. So I didn't think about putting our Curiosity books in our book haul last month, and I don't know why I didn't think of that, because even though they're baby books, we've still hauled them, we're still bringing them into our home, and I loved doing the Curiosity unboxings, so I thought, why not show off the books again, because they make some really amazing picks. So in here I'll show you January's books, and then I'll also show you February's books, because the unboxing for that went up on Monday, so I will link that down in the description if you haven't seen me, Sophia and Ezra unbox our February Curiosity yet. So last month's books were Out of Nowhere by Chris Naylor Ballesteros, Thesaurus Has a Secret by Anya Glazer, and Leo and the Octopus by Isabel Marinov and Chris Nixon. And February's picks were Ned and the Great Garden Hamster Race by Kim Hilliard, Rapunzel by Gareth P. Jones and Loretta Schauer, What About the Tooth Fairy by Ellis Dolan. This is definitely the favourite out of all of them. After we filmed the unboxing, Sophia was running around with this for close to an hour, and it was hard to read it because every time I tried to turn the page, I wanted to go back to the previous page because the illustrations are gorgeous in this one. And it got to the point where we had the Tooth Fairy Mansion, if I can find it, and actually get it out to you. We had Tooth Fairy Castle open on our table, and we were pointing at all the little bits of cheese, and we were pointing at all the little teeth, and we were tapping on our teeth for a good half an hour. So this is definitely the one that I would recommend the most out of these six, but as I said before, you can check out our Curiosity unboxings if you're interested in learning a bit more about these books. We'll then move on to our middle grade books. So I had a middle grade pre-order this month, which was A Tangle of Spells by Michelle Harrison, and it arrived and I've already read it, and it is the best book in this series hands down, this was my first 5-star read of the year, and I already want to reread it because I just love this one. Although I did love the rest of the Pinch of Magic series, there's just something about this one. So you're following the Widdershins sisters again, but they have moved away from the town of Crowstone and they have gone to a new place. And in this new place, they discover that there's bad magic as well as good magic. And it's just really, really fascinating. And I could see some of the twists and turns coming because it is a middle grade and I am an adult reader. But the way that Michelle Harrison writes is just so lyrical and beautiful, and I just love this so much. And I'm mostly raving about this because I'm not going to be able to do our wrap-up this month, so Sean's going to be the one talking about this. So I just wanted to tell you how much I loved it. But yes, definitely glad that I pre-ordered this, and also look at those pages. And then I went on Depop. I've ordered things from Depop this month. It has been dangerous because I've never ordered anything from Depop before. But I thought I'd look up A Pinch of Magic because I've only ever owned it on my Kindle. And then I found A Pinch of Magic. And it's the Purple Sprayed Edges edition. I've been looking for this on eBay for the last year. I read A Pinch of Magic last April and I was like, I really want to own that book. We have a Sprinkle of Sorcery with the orange edges. We then had a Tangle of Spells with these greeny blue edges, and I wanted to get the sprayed edge edition of the first one, and it's so hard to find, but I found it on Depop. So these are all going to be able to sit beautifully on our shelf together now. So that was exciting. Probably my favourite book that I've hauled this month. Another book that I got secondhand, I actually bought it in December, but I gave it to Sean for Valentine's Day, and that was a first edition UK hardcover of Red Rising. We own Red Rising in the US hardcover, and we own it in the Fairy Loot special edition, but we didn't have the UK hardcover that matches our Golden Sun and Morningstar, and I haven't been able to find this anywhere. And then I found one on eBay, and it was ridiculously priced, and I was like, oh, that's such a shame. But then it had, in the similar items bit, this one that was not ridiculously priced, and I thought, oh, can I justify getting it? Yeah, because it's a great Valentine's gift for Sean. He was so happy. He's already filmed like 2 videos with this book in it because he's like, I just want to show off my fancy first edition hardcover. And I'm so glad that he loved it, and I love it too. And now we have a hardcover each of this one. So that is very, very exciting. I then have a couple of BookBox books to share with you. Again, I will link the unboxings for these down below. So 2 of these are going to have been in Sean's BookBox Battle episode that he did. And then you've also got These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This is the Owl Crate edition, and it's really cool. It's signed, and it also has like a dagger with a rose on the cover, and it's got this cool Under the Dust Jacket artwork, which is really cool. But when I filmed the unboxing for this, it was chaotic. It was a mess. There was hand cream, and it exploded, and I got covered in it. So if you would like to see the most chaotic unboxing you will ever see, I will link this down in the description for you. And then you've also got, in the BookBox Battle, Sean opened Everina Maxwell's Winter's Orbit and Alexander Bracken's Lore. So this was in an Illuma crate, has the amazing sprayed pages, and is also signed. And then you've got Lore, which has this really cool map of New York as the end papers, and it's like the white gold hardcover, and is also signed. So those are some exciting things that we hauled this month. But I'm not sure if anything is as exciting as the fact that I also have 2 books that I've been saving to unbox with you. So I'm going to start off with this package, which is from Not Just Books. This is a little independent bookstore, and I saw this advertised on Twitter. So I phoned them up. I was brave. I don't like talking to people on the phone, and I put off phoning them for 2 days, and I thought, if it's sold out when I phone them, it's fine, because I just needed the time to like mentally prepare. Sounds really silly, but I waited, and it was still available, and the lady was lovely. Like, it was the day that it snowed, and she was telling me about how she was going to walk home and walk through the like hilly park in the snow. And it was just such a nice conversation, and it made me realise how much I've missed going into bookstores and talking to bookish people. Yeah, if you're looking for an independent bookstore to support, I would definitely recommend Not Just Books. I will link their Twitter down in the description, because yeah, this also came like super duper quickly. But then I thought I might as well save it and unbox it with you guys, because it only came a few days ago. I have no idea how I'm getting into this, but I will eventually, I promise. I can't work out which bit is the bit that actually opens. There we go. Hey. So we've got Vice by License to Chill by Maz Evans. So Maz Evans is the author of Who Let the Gods Out, and Vice by is her first book that is outside of the Who Let the Gods Out series. It's following a girl whose parents are spies and they are getting divorced, so she's having to deal with the fact that not only are they spies and she's doing spy things as well, by the that she's upside down, but then she's also got to deal with the new dynamic with her parents, so it sounds like it's going to be a very impactful middle grade. You've also got the fact that it's got like a spy hole on the front cover, which is like so cool. I didn't know about that until after I'd ordered it. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I get to own this, because that's really cool. They sent it with a nice little bookmark, which is lovely. And this is the main reason. This is the main reason I ordered it. It comes with a little badge that says chill. It's really silly. But Maz Evans retweeted their tweet and it was like, oh, we've got 5 copies left and we've got 5 badges to go with the copies. And that was when I was like, I really want a badge. It's really, really silly of me. But I think it's like such a cute little piece of merch and it's going to be a brilliant book. And Sean and I loved the Who Let the Gods Out series, so I'm sure we're going to love Vice by just as much. And last, but not least, this is a chunky book from Waterstones. Now, can anybody think of any chunky books that have been released recently that Alice might have pre-ordered? Oh yeah, we know what's coming. You might have seen, I did a video a couple of days ago about how I failed my read-along for this series and how I wasn't sure if I wanted to read this book anymore. But it's still here. And it is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. It is so much bigger in person than it looks on the screen, and it looks massive on the screen. How long is this book? She is I've got like a bonus chapter in here. Oh, I didn't know I got the one with the bonus chapter. That's got 751 pages, and that's not including the bonus chapter. So this is basically an 800-page book. It's chunky. I'm scared of big books. What was I thinking when I ordered this? But also, I ordered it because it's a special signed one, and I'm a sucker for signed books, and I was so certain I was going to be all caught up on this series, ready to read this when it came out, and I'm not. But at least I have it for when I do catch up. And the cover is much more beautiful in real life than I thought it was going to be. So the little dots are like raised up in the shiny. So it adds a lot of detailing and it adds a lot of dimension to the cover that I wasn't expecting based off of the images of it. So that's a nice surprise. But yeah, it's A Court of Silver Flames and it's very orange underneath. And it's ginormous. But it was well worth the money because also like a 750 page book that's going to take me like months to read, so this is hours of entertainment. And those were the 18 books. Well, I mean technically 15 because 3 of them we hauled in January but forgot to mention. 15 books that we hauled in February. So not doing too badly. In January we hauled 10, technically 13. So between 13 and 15 books a month, we are reading more than that each month. I think, just about. So, as long as we're reading more than we're bringing in, that is okay. But I'm hoping to read some of these sooner rather than later. I mean, we've already read A Tangle of Spells, we've already read A Pinch of Magic and Red Rising. So, hopefully get to some of these sooner rather than later. But, there you go. That was our February book haul. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, then please give it a like. And if you would like to subscribe, we'd be super duper grateful. We post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Had a few bonus videos this week because we had more content than time. So you will occasionally find us posting basically every day because we are wild and fun like that. If you'd like to let me know down in the comments what the best book that you hauled this month was, I'd love to have a discussion about that and just see what other people have been bringing in and if there's any new releases that I've missed that other people are really excited about. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple of days. Bye! And Loretta Shower by Elias Dowen. Dolan. Try that again.